Hard Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake.
You do not pee in the pool. You do not pee
on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from the Hardmark Merchandising Warehouse, home of all your apparel, trinket, doodad, and what's it needs. Welcome to the Hardmark Podcast, a show where I, Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, introduce one match per episode to my co-host who has never watched wrestling. We talk about the backstory, we watch the match, and then we rank that match on our ever-growing list. The purpose of this show is twofold. First, to see what happens when someone who's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches, and secondly, as a window into the mind of my co-host. He is the man of 1,000 compliments, or he's not that. He's actually the man of 54,097 compliments, the soul skater, the maitre d' of mat drama, the Tampa Bay topsider, the living painting, the talent, the prince of printers, Flying Ryan Murphy. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Glad to be here.
Good. I'm torn on whether or not I want to ask you this question, but I think I will, because it's been like 3 episodes and you haven't picked up on it. For the past several episodes, I have introduced you as the man of 54,097 compliments, and you haven't asked me why. You've just blindly accepted it. And for part of me, it's funnier to just like keep it going and wait until you point it out, but like I don't know that you ever will at this pace.
I mean, you threw a compliment at me like at one point a few episodes ago, and maybe you're rolling off that. Maybe it was something.
But it seems like a pretty specific number, don't you think, to be upgraded straight from 1,000 to 54,097? 54,097.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does, but
I mean, it's possible I pulled it out of my ass, or Ryan, it's possible that was the Safeco Field attendance record set by WrestleMania 19 in 2003 that demolished any attendance record that was previously set by the Seattle Mariners.
That's your thing, Eric, and that's not a compliment. All right. So,
but that's how many compliments you get per day.
You know how I feel about that, Eric.
You get an equivalent number of compliments every day to the number of attendees at WrestleMania 19, which set the all-time Safeco Field attendance record in 2003, Ryan. Does that make you feel good?
It does not at all.
That's so many more compliments than 1,000. 54,097 compliments every day.
I just need one good compliment.
Okay. Noted.
So...
But that
one will sting every time you bring it up. Like I think that was one of the first things we discussed as this podcast started was WrestleMania. It
definitely came up. It definitely came up. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I think you're absolutely right. And I think this is episode 40, by the way. We're officially over the hill. Remember that was a thing where people would get cards and shit when they turn 40? Anyway, I think this is going to be kind of like a look back, a nostalgic trip down memory lane for us today, Ryan. In many different regards. I kind of look at that as kind of the running theme of today's episode. How does that hit you?
Yeah, that's. I think it makes sense to do a quick glance at.
What are you diligently researching over there that I'm hearing your mouse click repeatedly, Ryan?
No, I mean nothing important. I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set this mouse down.
Okay, good.
And
sure, the Markomaniacs will appreciate that.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't help it.
You really need like a fidget spinner.
Here,
okay. There we go. Fidget spinner, a stress ball sort of thing. Something that's, quiet that you can fiddle around with. And actually, and to kind of go back to what you said before, like, I think maybe it wasn't the very first episode, but one of the very early episodes, you meant, like, we talked about that Safeco Field WrestleMania that happened, which eventually I'm sure we'll get around to watching at least a match or two from. And one other thing, actually, way back in episode 1, which, you're welcome to listen to it, Markomaniacs. If you've not previously heard it, I think you'll find the audio quality is a little lacking, but, give it a shot. Try it out and see if you like it. But one thing that I don't think ever really established was how everything started, because I think you actually curtailed things into talking about like a South Park wrestling episode. And in my mind, that's not how this really started for me. So I thought you and I could sort of create a co-shared sort of history of Hardmark. What was the kind of lead up to this whole thing? And just hit the Markomaniacs with it and see what they think.
Yeah. Long journey, way back.
Long journey. So,
I mean, I've lived in, I think, 4 different places since I had a house when this started, To think that it's gone like this long through all these different like life events and changes. It's been pretty fucking crazy, It's been an eventful, but at the time of this recording, it's been basically 2 years that we have been doing this for, which is crazy to say out loud. Yeah.
And what an eventful 2 years that's been for you.
It has been. Well, it's been eventful, I think, for everybody in this stretch of time.
Sure.
But also, there's just been a lot of changes in life throughout this very brief 2-year stint.
Right.
So,
and if you were to look at 2-year periods before that, not to say that those didn't have things that were happening, but probably you would say a little bit less eventful on the whole.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Turning 30, reaching manhood.
Yeah, right. I love it. Love turning 30, love being 30.
What's not to like? One thing actually, so, okay, and I keep going on these weird tangents, but one of the things that kind of made me think, okay, this is maybe an important thing to kind of throw out to you, get your thoughts on, but I was out with some mutual friends of both of ours, which I actually called you during so you could chime in on that conversation. But one of those individuals literally said the sentence to me, "You forced your friendship upon Ryan."
Yeah, that's quite fair. Yeah.
With the conversation came up about you and just kind of talking about how interesting it is that we've become thick as thieves over this time period, and the running theme on you was that you were not necessarily looking to be a social butterfly at our place of business. You were not looking to make a lot of friends. You were happy to keep to yourself and then just fucking leave at the end of the day.
I'm still like that anywhere, and it's interesting that sometimes it's just Wade was a weird experience. I'm still like that. I just kind of do my own thing, and if people come along, I just what's up. But yes, you definitely forced your way in.
You got to break down the walls.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
I think what did it for me, and where I knew that there's something here. I remember once we became more friendly with one another post Mariners baseball game, actually at Safecode / T-Mobile Field.
Yeah.
So weird that's another kind of link in the chain of our friendship. But post that, I remember stopping by your desk every now and again at work, and we would have just conversations about whatever happened to be going on. And I remember Sarah would, every time I would come by and every time we'd start talking, Sarah would stop what she was doing and then just watch us. And she would just take in the whole thing. And that's what I knew. Okay. There's something here, because I know that I'm enjoying this, and I find Ryan to be my muse, where my best self is coming out when I'm interacting with Ryan. But just having that one person literally stopping what they were doing to watch the interaction between you and I, that gave me the vote of confidence that I needed. Okay, there is an audience for what you and I are doing out there. It's just a matter of finding it and tapping into it.
That's a super interesting pickup, because I mean, for you, I think what you're saying, and you've turned it into something, so good on you. But I always noticed that, yes, she did. Anytime you would come around, she stopped what she was doing and just was fully not engaged, just she watched.
Right.
She just
a passive observer.
She yeah, she was very into it. I would hear about it after you left too. So totally, I completely remember that. Bring that up.
And then you shared, and I had no recollection of this. I don't know if this predates like our baseball game experience or not, but like apparently you and I had a meeting at work at one point in time where you kind of like razzed me about something, and then I just completely, over the remaining course of that meeting, would repeatedly torture you from the sounds of it. And I have no memory of this.
Yeah, I mean, you're like one thing, and I just like I usually don't do this, and I just made one quick jab about like what you were doing in the meeting and how like I think you didn't necessarily have to do this or something, and then I also like I didn't have a pen, and I had to like ask you for it, and that's when I started getting shit. Like was like, oh, you didn't come prepared for this, like, and that's when I was like, shit. I'm gonna hear it from now, and I think that's from my recollection, I think that would be where it started. And
ever since then, I mean, so Ryan then helped me get an elliptical, and like around this same time, what a great day. And all through this time frame, I was looking to try and get like more into like some sort of creative thing. The original idea that I had come up with before we settled on this thing, or before I settled on this thing, was I was going to do an interview thing, like a very impromptu sort of like one-on-one talk show interview thing. I was going to call it Some Asshole with Eric Donaldson.
That's kind of what the show is, right?
In many ways it's similar.
Yeah.
And so then eventually I was like, I don't know if I want to, like, because like when you start doing video, that adds so much more complexity to what you're editing, and then it's just like I don't want to deal with that. So then I kind of moved into wanting to do a podcast instead, just because I assumed it would be a little bit simpler as far as putting everything together, and it is. But then I think the next idea, even pre-Hard Mark, again, it was going to be called It Starts With Wrestling, was going to be the name of it. And so the idea of that was going to be I was going to have a different guest on every episode, and then it would always start with wrestling, and then it would branch off into whatever else, which very similar kind of format to what we do now, a little bit different.
The opposite.
Yeah, kind of the opposite. Yeah, where now we just start with whatever and then eventually transition into wrestling. Also, that was just going to be whoever I could find to talk to about it. It was not going to be a reoccurring sort of person. And I just assumed that, okay, I'm probably never going to be able to get Ryan. Ryan does not like to be the center of attention. He doesn't like to be a focal point of anything. But then somehow you acquiesced and agreed to do it. I think you even thought it was going to be a video thing, which is even more surprising that you would agree to do it when you thought that.
Yeah, no, I remember you asking me several times that way, but I was 100% adamantly against it. There was no chance. It was off my radar. I didn't even think about it. Like, it was not going to happen. I don't even know, like, I can't recall what the agreement was when we did the first time. Like, was that at work or? No, I don't.
Oh, gosh. 2 years ago? No, I don't think we were working together anymore by that point.
Yeah,
we had already moved along.
You left a little bit before me. It was 2018, so.
Right. Yeah. Because I've been away.
I don't recall the first time that, but I remember. I agreed, and I don't know why.
I think what I did to you would be a textbook way of getting someone who doesn't want to do something to do that thing. Please don't use that for any bad things. Anyone who's listening to me right now, but
edit that.
Yeah. But if you find someone who's like very against doing something and you really want them to do that thing, just do what I did to Ryan and like get him to do it once, and then like wait a month or so and be like, hey, do you want to do that thing again? And then like you start building repetition, because like for those first like couple of episodes, it took us like months. Like there was literally probably about a month or two in between each one, which is why, I decided, okay, let's bank these up and then we'll kind of dole them out bit by bit from there. But here we are doing it every 2 weeks now. We got into a routine. It's like we're working that podcasting muscle.
It's been in that routine for a while. I don't think there's been any significant lapses in time.
I mean, here and there, like vacations and stuff, but yeah, nothing.
Well, like, I mean, not like huge breaks, and like there's been some shit that's come up that's like pretty, like, either like you have COVID going on, or there's like life changes and like shit. Like it's kept going.
It's kept going. I think it's, you know what, a quality product that everyone counts on every other Thursday. And so we're thankful that you're giving us this time. And people could be doing anything. I caught myself. I was shopping at Costco not that long ago, and I was listening to a podcast. And then I started thinking, like, I wonder if other people are listening to us at the same times that I listen to other people. Like, are other people listening to me at the grocery store? Are other people listening to me while lathering their bodies in the shower? It's an interesting thought to have.
Yeah. Do you listen to podcasts in the shower?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll put it in, I'll put my phone in like a little Ziploc bag and then put it up on like the little shower caddy thing. And so it's like safe from the water.
Wow.
If I'm in the middle of listening to something, I don't want to like pause it. Then, you know, I'll continue that, you know, that thing through my showering experience, and then it's uninterrupted the whole time.
Wow, it's impressive.
I've really dedicated
I just take a shower, like pause it, take a shower, come back.
Yeah,
I might forget about it. Like, there's a good chance I may not ever pick it back up. But like, you know,
sure. You hop in the shower, you don't wash your face, and then you get out and you dry yourself.
God damn it, Eric!
What?
God fucking damn it! God damn it! I run nice cold water over my face for my pores.
Yeah, we've already established scientifically, and I've talked to multiple people who say, no, that's not how cold water works. So, like, we already know that your science there is flawed, in addition to your ranking science, which was flawed many, many episodes ago.
I think one thing that we should have done differently on this podcast for the last 2 years, and
don't say the fucking rating thing again.
It should have been rated as like, it should, like a 1 through 10 with decimals, like, you know.
Well, we didn't do it.
Should have been.
We didn't do it. So
we didn't do it, and that was that's.
You can choose to. You can choose to. So we're looking back at things, Ryan, in a positive way. Yeah. We're not looking back at the previous 40 episodes as we should have done this better. We gotta
critique. We gotta you gotta work. You gotta use your past mistakes to get better. Now, I don't think we can change that at this point.
Well, if you can't change it, you gotta learn to accept it. Then, Ryan, you can't keep bringing it up.
I accept it every episode when I have to go through 30 matches and be like, fuck, like.
I know everything that happened in each of those matches. Just use me as your resource.
Yeah. I think. Then you can't talk shit about science. Like, that's how it is.
I mean, I can and I will, and I'll continue to do that. Man, there was going to be one other thing. That's right. Okay, I remember what it was. I gave you a bar of Dove soap.
Yeah.
Did you use it?
No.
What the fuck? Did it come with you to Las Vegas?
I don't know.
God damn it!
It was in the car. I don't know.
That's not cheap soap. That's not fucking Irish Spring, Ryan. You got to use the Dove soap on your face and other parts of your body. That dry desert heat.
Yes, my facial skin is just fine. It's actually held up pretty well. Now, I don't want to get leathery in this desert heat, which could happen.
I would like to see leathery.
Dove soap is gonna prevent that.
Well, we don't know because you fucking didn't even use it after I gifted it to you. I gifted you. Okay, I've given you
doctors.
I'm not going to give you gifts anymore because here, off the top of my head, 3 gifts. I've given you 3 gifts, and I don't think any one of them are in use right now. 1, the Los shirt. I've never seen you wear it one time.
It was on my boat.
Where is it now?
I believe I have it in my car. I remember taking it off the boat before I sold it. I'll get it. I'll show it to the viewers next. But I have it.
Okay, so that's one thing that I've never seen.
Boat shirt.
2, you're not gonna have you're gonna be a dirt bike guy now. You can be your dirt bike shirt now. 2, a microphone.
Yes.
You're not using that. You're just using your fucking built-in microphone on your computer.
It's a brand new Mac. It's got great sound quality. I'm recording it on my end. I listened to it. It sounds just fine.
So that's 2 things that again I've not no use of. 3rd and final, that bar of Dove soap.
Yeah.
You're man of 54,097 compliments. Man of very very bad gift recipient. And I'm man of
I don't know. I think
bad with receiving gifts. Receives 54,097 gifts, and they're all great, and he doesn't use any of them.
No. You're overhyping your gifts.
These are all great gifts.
Yeah.
A T-shirt, a microphone, a soap.
T-shirt's nice, and but I think we used the microphone, and I believe it was you who was like, "Scrap the microphone, it doesn't work."
I mean, to be fair, it would have been nice if
that was your call.
I scrapped it because we scrapped it because you had not tested the microphone at all, and you were basically like at the time of recording trying to like figure out from scratch not only how to use it but how to actually assemble the microphone. And I just got too frustrated with watching you try to put it actually together.
No.
Okay, that's what happened. Just so the Markomaniacs are aware. Okay, let's pivot now that we've kind of given ourselves a pat on the back for 40 episodes or 39 episodes. Well done. Oh, you just sent me a photo. Should I be looking at this on air? Should we be talking about this photo, or what's going on?
I'm just sending it to you. As you said, I don't appreciate gifts. I think that's Yeah,
you don't know where it is right now. Just because
I do know it's not hanging up in my closet for me to wear to work every day. I just have to go locate it, and it's in my car, probably packed with my other stuff that I unloaded.
Wait, you haven't unloaded your car with you've been in Las Vegas for like a month and a half.
I unloaded every single thing, Eric. All right, it takes me a lot of time to get through. I unloaded the essentials, and I'm working on it because I'm going to have to unload it by next week. But there's, I've unloaded it enough to load a grill into my car. If that, so.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
No, I'm not. No. I don't mean like that. I just mean, so you haven't unloaded your car. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand what you're working. So you're fully employed. So that's good. I don't know. I don't understand what you're doing to like pass the time in Las Vegas that is prohibiting you from unloading your car. So you're doing golfing?
It's hot as fuck outside. It's like 105 degrees today, Eric. I have to you don't know what it's like to step out of that every single day.
That's true. I don't. I don't
think you should criticize me for not carrying heavy. There's only one or two things left in there, but it's just stuff that I don't need, and I shouldn't have taken with me anyway. And I don't know what to do with it, and I just left it in my car.
Well, I mean, you do need your Loaf shirt for the record.
Yeah, you'll find.
So lumping that in with things you don't need, I find insulting.
That's not. See, you found a way to that
was a gift that I gave you.
What I've said, it's probably in my closet hanging up for the wedding. I'll wear it to the wedding.
That shirt is the purest emblem of our friendship, and it's tucked in a box in your car that's probably 125 degrees right now.
But the boat was one of the that was one thing that I love very much. And I look at this shirt hanging out. I mean, this boat shirt, man.
Okay, all right.
I think you should accept the compliment.
You didn't compliment
with your life.
You didn't compliment me. There was no compliment there. All I was saying is, where's the fucking shirt? And you're like, I think it's in my car. You didn't compliment me.
I said it lived on my boat. I sent you a picture of that. It's a very special place.
The greatest compliment you could give me would be to wear the shirt. That would be quite a compliment, and I would accept that.
At the Hopper House.
I mean, fucking wherever, dude. I mean, I've started. Just so you know, I've not forgotten about this. Just so you know, I've been working out. I've been doing some arms, some shoulders. I'm getting ready for Memorial Day. Yeah. At the time people hear this, this episode is going to be airing December 2nd is the premiere date of this episode. So, the time people are hearing this is going to be about 6 months away.
Oh, really?
Or so. Yeah, December 2nd.
Wow.
So get those Christmas gifts ready for Ryan and myself. Don't get him any gifts. Any gifts you were going to give Ryan, just give to me instead. Would be nice. I would thank you. If you got me soap, I would use that soap. But let's pivot. Let's pivot a little bit. We can get another topic or two in before we get into some wrestling today, I think. I got an idea for you. So this is definitely the post-Olympics cycle. I think we're all kind of did you watch any Olympics this past year?
I'm not an Olympic guy, to be honest. My roommate had it on 24/7, and he actually and he was telling me about it, and I'm like, Okay. I don't know.
Right.
But yes, they're over, and I'm kind of glad.
I mean, the only stories that I heard about from the Olympics this year was the gymnast, the main gymnast, who like pulled out of an event or two.
Yeah.
And then the wrestler who won gold, the guy. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but there was a male heavyweight wrestler that won the gold medal, and he came back from like a 3-point deficit or something or other. Like, that's all that I know from this past year.
That's more than I did. I did hear the story about the gymnast pulling out, but aside from that, I don't follow the Olympics. So
well, we're both equal in that regard then. So
yeah.
Question for you in this thing. It does not involve any. You don't need to know anything about the Olympics from this past year. Okay, so Ryan, if you had to medal in an Olympic sport, so like someone's got a gun to your head, they're like, you need to medal in a sport. It doesn't have to be gold, but a medal. You need to medal in an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
What do you pick?
That's your question. So like I think it would have to be something where I like throw like either a javelin or one of those, iron balls or.
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be something. That's the only. But I'm not fast.
Okay, sure.
I'm very slow. I'm not. I would.
Classic white kid.
Very slow.
Are you good at throwing?
Yeah. I can. Yeah, I think so. Like, if I had to like pick a sport, it would be. The iron ball is kind of weird because of the way they throw it, but like a javelin, that would be my best shot in the Olympics at doing anything, and it would. I'd definitely still not medal.
But that would be your best opportunity.
That would be my best shot for sure, yeah.
And does it, I don't know if this helps or not, you don't have to limit yourself to the summer games. We can also open this up to winter games as well.
I mean, God, that would be...
Like maybe there's a rollerblading event or something that...
In the Winter Olympics?
Yeah, I don't know. Either one.
I'm not even a good rollerblader. Like I just love the spirit of rollerblading.
Sure, right. Yeah.
I'm a soul skater, right?
Skate with your soul, sure.
We skate for fun, yeah. I think that would be yeah, I'm just not very talented.
Don't say that about yourself, Ryan. Do you know what my pick would be?
What's that?
4-person bobsled.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what this. I'm not saying there's no skill, and I think there's a lot of like turning and like running and pushing and but I don't. Once you're in the sled, right? What are you like?
Well, that's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on. I would be one of the middle people. I wouldn't be the top or the bottom. I presume that those are probably doing more than the rest. But like I feel like because like I'm not going to be able to like train as like a high level athlete at this point in time in my life. So I really have to just kind of figure out like, okay, what's like a team thing where I'm not going to get in the way too much? Like if there's just something where like with a bobsled where if like, cause I could sprint, I could train to do a quick sprint.
Can you bobsled sprint?
I could bobsled sprint. I'm pretty sure I could pull that off and then just like fucking jump in real quick. And as long as I'm with like the Michael Jordan of bobsledding, if I was part of like the greatest bobsled team of all time, they could carry me to at least a bronze.
But if they were that good, maybe you'd have trouble keeping up, on the initial push. Maybe you'd want to be with a little bit of a slower bobsled team.
Well, yeah, but I need to medal. Like the requirement is that I have to medal here, Ryan. So I need the best of the best to bring me up to that Olympic level. Bobsledding
is an interesting. My dad is fascinated with it, and he
so I could pick his brain for tips, is what you're saying.
Oh man, like he fucking loves bobsledding, and so he did when they were in Vancouver. He actually went up there and did the course when the Winter Olympics were going on. So he bobsledded.
Your dad bobsledded?
Yeah, they had the course open. So like my mom for like his birthday got him tickets or a pass to go in and do this.
I'm assuming he'd never done it before.
No. I mean, when do you get to bobsled?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure how does one fall into bobsledding?
I don't know. He's just fascinated by it. I think it costs like a good amount of money, but he got right up, Vancouver, BC, a good place for the Olympics to be. You have to go do it. So,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I could pick his brain and get it back to you, but
Yeah, please.
Ask
your dad. Do you think that the guy that runs my podcast, if he was with three of like the best bobsledders in the world, could he in theory could he win a bronze medal? Because that's what I'm banking on. Because I would not be able to like even like a non-sport like curling. I bet those fucking curlers would beat the fuck out of me. Like there's so much strategy involved.
Yeah. I wouldn't get in there with like a normal player because
right.
But there's no. I mean, those sports. Yeah. I would have to throw something. I'd probably be a terrible bob. I'd like miss getting in or something. I wouldn't hop all the way over. I don't know. I don't know if I'd slip on the ice.
Right.
Something would happen.
Sure.
Something like
tear your rotator cuff while throwing a javelin,
right.
etc.
No.
Let's see. We probably have time for like at least one more question. We'll see how it goes. Okay. This is a question that I've thought of off and on over the past 10, 15 years, etc. I think it's kind of it's just kind of an interesting thing. So I would never recommend that people like set up animal fights, right? Like I think that's a messed up thing to do.
Baseline.
Yeah, listen, it may sound controversial to the Markomaniacs, but I don't care how it sounds. I'm against animals fighting for sport. Okay, I don't care if that rubs anyone the wrong way or it fucking ruffles any feathers.
You just lose half our viewers.
Right, exactly. Everybody immediately shuts it off. We're big in the Michael Vick fan community, the Hard Mark podcast, big dog fighting. Yeah, we've done the studies. I've been the Hard Mark merchandise shop is going to have some dog collars here in the near future you can, use. But let's say hypothetically, as much as I dislike animals fighting for sport, I love the idea of just thinking about what would win in a fight between X and Y. So I'm going to hit you with a premise. I'm curious to hear your opinion on this. Who wins in a fight between a gorilla and a bear?
What kind of bear?
So for the sake of this example, we'll say that they are approximately the same size. So we've got a silverback gorilla, which I think is the biggest of gorillas. And then I think even compared to a silverback, a grizzly or a polar bear would dwarf it. So we'll say a black bear or a brown bear or something that's approximately the same size as that silverback. And we'll say, and let me hit you with this too. Let's say that it takes place in a forested environment, something neutral.
Okay. I think... So, okay, here's the thing. The bears, it depends on the bear, right? Black bears would, they might win because, maybe they wouldn't win, but they probably just run up a tree, in the forest very quickly and get away.
Yeah.
But they're very timid. I think a grizzly bear would be
So you're saying that it depends on the type of bear. You're saying a grizzly would be more aggressive than a black bear.
I believe black bears are very timid. And I don't, gorillas also seem fairly... from what I've seen, I'm sure they can do some damage. But if they're fighting a grizzly bear, I kind of think that bears might be a little bit more vicious, and just their instincts are a little bit different than what a gorilla's.
Sure.
I think I don't know. Are gorillas smarter than they might be? But I think I think a bear might have the advantage if all things are equal.
Is this because of the killer instinct of the bear? Is that why you're going this direction?
You don't want to fuck with a grizzly bear. A grizzly bear is very dangerous, vicious, vicious bear. A black bear, I think, also maybe if they're cubs are innate, maybe they can
right.
But they're. Have you seen one of those run up a tree? The gorilla wouldn't be able to take it. It would just run. It would be fine.
Well, I think one of the animals would likely run, but I mean, in this scenario, we're saying that there's some very mean people that none of us like that are forcing them to fight.
There's a cage fight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're in an octagon. They're both wearing, branded shorts and gloves.
Say forest initially, so
right. It's a forest octagon. It's an octagon of forestry.
It's a forest octagon. Okay, yeah.
For me, I think you're right that the bear. I would also go bear. I would be pulling for the gorilla. I would want the gorilla to win. I think the gorilla would be the underdog that I'd be really rooting for. But but my suspicion is the bear would probably win.
Yeah, I think they're just they're hunters.
Right.
They can yeah. And I don't know. I don't think grizzlies are more or not grizzlies, gorillas are just, they do things a different way.
Well, I mean, like silverback, even like a silverback gorilla, I don't think that they're eating like a ton of meat. They probably, I'm sure they can eat meat, but yeah, I don't think they're like traditionally like known as hunters, but they will like beat the fuck out of anything that they.
Right, they're very strong, like big, strong animal. But I think a bear would win. I believe.
I'm gonna
Why don't you
go ahead?
You don't think a grizzly bear would be an equivalent like matchup for a gorilla? I think a grizzly bear would be. I don't know why you're saying black bear.
Because a grizzly bear is too big.
The gorillas are big.
Yeah, but a grizzly bear is gigantic. A grizzly bear is like twice the size of a silverback gorilla. I'm pretty sure. Are you googling this? Because if so,
yeah,
I will.
I don't think you're right.
Fuck off. Then that's what I say to that. This will give you a chance to play around with your mouse.
Grizzly bear size 3.3 feet.
Wait, what? 3.3?
Western gorilla 5.1 feet.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Say what you said about the fucking gorilla? Or the bear?
A silverback gorilla is about 4'6".
Okay, how tall is a bear?
A grizzly bear.
Because I think you said 3.3 feet, which that's fucking Yogi and Boo Boo sized.
Adult 3.3 feet. That's what I mean.
A grizzly bear is not 3.3 feet, Ryan.
There's a question on here the fourth one.
Think about a grizzly bear being half of your height. That doesn't make sense. Grizzly bears are much bigger than human beings.
I'm not saying this as a fact, Eric. I don't have an encyclopedia. I'm just saying this is what Google is saying.
No, it's not saying that. Hold on. Okay.
Screenshot this and send it to you.
Let me fuck it. What did you Google? What did you Google?
Grizzly bear size.
Grizzly bear size. Okay, let's see. You're sure it's not meters? Bear size.
No, it's feet.
Okay. That's talking about height when it's on all fours. It's 3.3 feet.
Well, I Googled the same thing for a gorilla, and it said it was like 4.6, 4.5 feet.
Okay. God, you're so... This is a ridiculous... Okay, so you're talking about... Okay, hold on. Let's see the gorilla thing. Does it actually say?
And Eric, you're acting like these grizzly bears, right, are going to Are you expecting them... Are you wanting to measure them as they're standing, like lengthwise? Back to front?
I don't care about how tall they are. I'm just talking about how fucking big they are.
So also like I said, the fourth one down says a grizzly bear beats a silverback 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, you just fucking you cheated and Google searched this? What did you do?
Well, I just looked at grizzly. I just searched grizzly bear size, and the fourth one, the fourth question down, would a grizzly bear beat a gorilla?
Okay, let me take a look at this right now. Let's see. 10 at a time. The average silverback weighs about 350 pounds and stands at 5.5 feet tall. Grizzlies have been clocked at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. This is Gonzaga, which, consider the source. Fucking Adam Morrison. Who wrote this? Yeah, so a grizzly bear is 800 pounds, whereas a silverback is apparently 350 pounds. So it's like over double that. So that's why I'm saying not a grizzly versus a silverback.
That's fine. I'm just, the grizzly bear would win.
That's why I didn't ask you if a grizzly bear versus a silverback. That's why I said it had to be the same size of animal. So we're talking a brown bear or a black bear versus a silverback, Ryan.
Okay, but
you're doubling back on a conversation point that I eliminated at the very start.
It's not a realistic fight.
What do you mean it's not? None of these are realistic fights. None of these things live in the same area, Ryan.
Hold on. We have to... apparently a lot of people are asking this.
And you're taking it more seriously than any other question I've ever asked you.
They have a lot of speed information on here.
Yeah, no, I keep seeing that 35 mile per hour thing. But no, I think it's important that
a gorilla will destroy its own body with the ferocity of its attacks, while a black bear often will flee as they are hurt. So, you can't. It's a forest. A gorilla would win in a black bear fight. I think that would be the case.
Oh, so you're saying retreating would count as a victory for the one that did not retreat?
Yeah.
So you're changing your answer to silverback gorilla.
Depending on the bear, yes.
It's the same size as the gorilla, Ryan. That's the bear. It's a bear that is the same size as the gorilla.
It's a black bear.
Okay.
Black bear.
That's what
All it has to do is stand up and yell and wave its arms, and that bear's going to fucking jump out of the octagon.
Okay. Oh my God. Do I really want to keep going down this fucking path with you? Okay, welcome to the conversation from 15 minutes ago, Ryan, which is exactly what I fucking set up.
Eric.
It's a mama black bear. There's cubs nearby. So now it's not going to run versus a silverback gorilla that also has kids nearby, so it's not going to run. They have to fight each other now.
Once
and stop Googling to figure out which one has a higher fucking shoulder height.
I knew this going in. This is just, black bear is going to lose in a fight to a gorilla, I would think. A grizzly bear, it would win that fight, like, no question. And that's my final stance on this. We don't need to go any further. That's what it is. Like,
this is so stupid.
That's not. That's what would happen.
You invented a question that I never asked you about grizzly bears. I immediately
you picked the wrong animal. You picked the wrong animal to like go up against a gorilla. You shouldn't have picked a bear where there's like a variety of different types of bears with different characteristics. You picked a bad animal to go up against a gorilla.
Okay, what would be a better animal off the top of your head? You're so smart.
Like maybe like a snake.
What the Who wants to see us?
Interesting. Like, would the gorilla pick it up and like, or would the snake just, I don't know. Like, you picked
a snake versus a gorilla would be a fucking lame fight to see, Ryan. Nobody would ever want to see that. If the snake bites the gorilla once, the fight's over. The silverback just swings snake by its tail, the fight's over. Bear versus gorilla is a more compelling thing to watch.
Okay, snake was an example. I'm just saying, like, you pick a bear, and I don't think it's yes, they're furry and they're big and they stand, it's just there's too many different variables in this fight. Like, there's
really not. It's the same type of bear as would be it's a full grown bear that's the same size as a silverback. So like a black bear or a brown bear.
You want a grizzly bear. You want a grizzly bear in the body of a black bear. That's what you want.
Here's what I want. No, actually, I take that. No, I'm going to correct you. Here's what I want. I want a grizzly bear, right? Just being a grizzly bear. And I want a silverback gorilla that's been shot so full of human growth hormone that it's the same size as that grizzly bear. That's what I want. That would be my fucking ideal.
Yeah, okay. And the grizzly bear would win.
Okay, so you're saying the grizzly would win in that, even if they were the same size? The edge would go to the grizzly.
Yeah, I think just
because of temperament.
Grizzly bears are exactly. They are out there to fuck you up. They are aggressive animals and they are going to hunt. And that's black bears are not. They're not the same. They're timid animals. They're like cats. Maybe they could probably fuck you up, like for sure. But like in a fight where like a gorilla is a very strong, big, juiced up animal, I would put my money on. I think the gorilla who's a little like upset, Every
time that we have conversations about animals, it's always infuriating to me. Every single time.
I think I just know a little bit more about animals than you do because I had
Well, Ryan, I think with all that said, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised about our episode today. I try whenever possible to have at least a portion of the topics that we talk about in kind of the first half of the episode sort of influence and tie in with the back half conversation topics. And so our match here today, I wanted to do something special for our big 40th episode. So every 10 episodes, we do kind of like a cool thing. Like back in episode 10, please stop clicking, Ryan. Back in episode 10, we did my favorite match as a youth, like one that I've literally watched over 100 times, I think, over the course of my lifetime. And Ryan's promptly shit on it several times. So, that's neither here nor there. But that was episode 10. Episode 20, the lightning round. The less said about that, the better. Episode 30, the deathmatch episode. And here we are, episode 40, which we haven't really built as anything. It's not like this is a big milestone episode or anything, but I wanted to do something special, something that Ryan would find to be memorable, something out of the ordinary. So I've scoured the archives of professional wrestling, Ryan, and I found a match out of Buffalo, New York. I think you're going to find it interesting. Now, before we get into this, do you have any weird opinions about Buffalo, New York?
No.
Okay, all right. I appreciate you not just concocting something. That would be disingenuous. So, I do not have a date on this match out of Buffalo, New York. I am operating under the assumption that it's happening sometime in the 1960s, which would make this match the earliest match that we have seen so far.
How's the production on this match?
It's not like horrible. It's not horrible production, but it's definitely, like a 1960s era broadcast of this thing. So, we'll make do. We've probably seen worse picture quality in the past, but it'll be what it is. So, our first competitor in our match here today, Ryan, his name is Gene Dubois, also known as the Bear Man. He's a roughneck Canadian. He's got long hair and a scruffy beard. He began wrestling in the late 1950s, and he would go on to have a 30-year career in the professional wrestling industry, earning him a place in the Canadian Hall of Fame in the process. So, the Bear Man, Gene Dubois.
What a time to be a professional wrestler.
what the
1950s,
The 50s and 60s? I've heard a lot of stories. It sounded like a fucking crazy time.
Yeah.
Just people running up the highways and byways of this great country, drinking beer, telling stories, chasing ring rats.
Absolutely.
That's what they call groupies, Absolutely. Ryan. Ring rats.
No doubt.
So, I don't have a whole ton of information. Again, this is kind of like an old timer, but that's Gene Dubois in a nutshell. Now, Dubois' notoriety, it was not tied directly to his own exploits in the ring, despite being a fairly accomplished wrestler. His fame came from his time spent as a trainer. It was one of his trainees that will be Dubois' opponent today, probably the most famous of all of his students, Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear.
This actual bear?
This is a bear that has been...
Terrible Ted.
Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, in case you didn't catch that, Terrible Ted, he's a bear. A 7 foot tall, 600 pound American black bear to be specific. Terrible Ted was trained to be a professional wrestler. He would travel from territory to territory, usually having matches with managers, bad guys, and other competitors that fans would pay to see to get in the ring with the bear. Any questions so far?
Oh, there's more.
I mean, I've got a little bit more information to give you.
On Ted the Bear?
Well, I'll just go through, and then we'll go through my spiel.
Story on him, yeah.
There's a little bit of a backstory on him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was not uncommon for wrestling bears to travel from territory to territory in the mid-1900s. There's other notable wrestling bears, including Hercules, Victor, Battling Bruno, and Terrible Ted, featured in our match here today. Now, to get the sad part out of the way, Ted and other wrestling bears were declawed and detoothed for obvious reasons, but still a pretty fucked up thing to do to an animal.
Yeah.
Even with these forced disadvantages on these wrestling bears, there's plenty of documented incidents of people losing fingers, breaking bones, and even dying at the hands of pro wrestling bears.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll just do a little pause here.
Yeah, that's something.
Terrible Ted, he was based out of Canada, just like his trainer, Gene Dubois. He would occasionally stay with the family of Bret Hitman Hart, who we've actually seen a few matches of in the history of Hardmark. Bret actually writes in his book of having memories of Terrible Ted licking fudgesicle drippings off of his toes when he was a little boy. So he would drip fudgesicle on his toes and then put his toes inside of the cage so that Terrible Ted would then lick his toes.
Yeah.
What a childhood.
Yeah. You have to when you're...
you gotta try that out. You gotta try that out. Yeah. So Ted was probably the most famous of all the wrestling bears. He was notable for being able to perform several pro wrestling maneuvers, including a snap mare and a monkey flip. There's plenty of stories about wrestlers fucking with each other, putting honey on Ted's opponent's trunks right before their match. So they would put honey on their hands, slap Ted's opponent, and then Ted would go fucking ape shit and try and get at their ass during the match. Ted would hell of a strategy. Ted would usually be rewarded with a cold, cool Coca-Cola after his matches, so he would just take it and just guzzle the whole thing. And there's incidents where Terrible Ted and other wrestling bears would then want additional Coca-Colas after the match, and if they didn't get it, then there would be a scene in the ring. So that's it here today. Not much in terms of story, but a time capsule from pro wrestling's past, an exhibition between trainer Gene Dubois and his student, his protege, Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear.
What a coach, you know.
What a coach. What a guy. So yeah, Gene Dubois later died. He had an auto accident in the 80s where he passed away. But yeah, so any questions around bear wrestling in general, Terrible Ted, anything like that? I looked all over YouTube. This is probably the only full match I could find with a wrestling bear in it. Wrestling bears were kind of phased out by the mid 80s or so.
Is this a YouTube match?
It's going to be a YouTube match, yeah. WWE Network, Peacock. Surprisingly, no wrestling bears to speak of.
That's just one more disappointment for fucking Peacock, you know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I have a quick kind of side note, not related to our match here today, but like one really notable famous world champion from wrestling's history. His name was Lou Thez, but he was known for being kind of like a no nonsense, like fucking. Would you think of like classic boxers, like a Rocky Marciano or whatever? Like Lou Thez would be similar to that. Like that's the pro wrestling champion of like, you know, the 50s and 60s or whatever. Lou Thez actually had a clause in his contract. He refused to work on the same wrestling card as women, midgets, or bears.
I think today, like, that might be offensive.
Yes.
Back in the 50s, right? 50s, 60s.
Yes, he claimed that all those things took away from his legitimacy.
Might be like tad offensive, but like, I mean, I get the fair part. I don't know, like
little people.
I don't know if
women. What?
I get that. I get that too. Like,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. This is a joke. But I think, like, outlining those two groups of people might be bad taste this 2020. But that's, it's 2020, right? Like,
sure. Yeah. Well, he took it like fucking real seriously, and for him, if he was on the same card as those things, it delegitimized him. So he refused.
And he was
to do
like,
it.
People were big fans of his, like back.
Yeah.
Like he was see, that's it's just classic, like mid 1900s shit. Like,
what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It's just the times have changed.
There, if you look for it, I remember even my mom sent me like a link within the past. I don't know, when would it have been, like 4 or 5 months or so. But like, and again, little people. But there's literally I think it's called like the Midget Wrestling Association or whatever it is. Like they will just travel all around and like do shows at casinos and stuff.
Why haven't we watched one?
There's been
any good ones from like the early 90s.
Like a little person match.
Yeah.
Minis are actually a big deal in Mexico. There's minis that wrestle quite a bit there. In the United States is definitely more of just kind of like a joke thing. It's been more phased out. I think it's looked at now as kind of being like exploitive. There's been a handful of like wrestlers, mini wrestlers in the United States and in the WWE, but like honestly right now I can't think of any.
But Mexico has like a class for them.
Yeah, they have their own like division called the Minis division.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times they'll so it'll be like one of their big stars, right? And they'll have a mini version of that big star. In the 90s, actually in the 90s, to kind of bring it full circle to something you would appreciate. So Vader from Boy Meets World, right?
Yeah.
There was a mini Vader that wrestled in Mexico. And occasionally
okay, interesting.
Yeah, occasionally they would have mini.
They're like minis of like. Are they minis of professional wrestlers in like Mexico, or are they minis of people like WWE like out here in the U.S.?
Primarily, it'd be minis of Mexican wrestlers, but then occasionally, like back again in the '90s, WWF had like a deal where it's like, yeah, you can have mini Vader and mini this guy, and like kind of license it out, sort of thing. But it's primarily minis of Mexican wrestlers, that sort of thing. But yeah, big over there. Not so much in Japan. I can't say I've ever seen actually a mini wrestler in Japan. But I think it's kind of been phased out for the moment. But it goes in cycles. I'm sure it'll come back, and maybe maybe you and I can watch one of those matches sometime in the near future.
Pitch a match, you know.
Yeah. Any questions around Terrible Ted versus Gene Dubois before we watch this thing?
No, I'm ready to.
So you have watched, just so you're aware, and I know I'm bad at this, so I'm trying to improve. So I'm saying this out loud so I do better. You have now watched 46 matches so far on our fine, illustrious program. Do you know what your record is?
What, 2 above 500?
You are, as a matter of fact.
46 matches?
You are 24 and 22.
Yeah.
So you're creating a little bit of space. Yeah. Are you leaning?
I don't seem to separate myself yet.
Right.
And, but I think today's going to be a good day for my separation.
It's a good day to watch a bear.
Idea like today.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we will take a quick, brief break. We'll come back with our thoughts on Gene Dubois versus Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear. Thanks, everybody.
This is the wrestling bear, Terrible Ted, and this looks like it's Buffalo, New York. That's his trainer, Gene Dubois. And he's actually going to wrestle his trainer.
There was a female wrestling bear that used to compete, and I'm trying to remember, even though it was given a male name, it was a female bear. And the female bear would sometimes take an amorous liking to some of its opponents and roll its opponents up underneath it and begin frantic motions, which the opponents would not appreciate very much.
Yeah. I think he's got him pinned now, though. The referee just doesn't want to count. Bear took down the referee again.
The bear seems to be an unstoppable force.
So we are back. We just watched Terrible Ted versus Gene Dubois for the Bear Wrestling Championship. That's not true. It was just a match. What did you think, Ryan? Did you like that match?
I don't know how to react to it. It was weird. It was black and white, and
right. I like that was your first takeaway from this, but yes, it was in the 1960s.
It was more like just like a little show, like something you'd go to, like you'd see, like maybe like at an assembly in your like sixth grade class, and we'll bring an animal in and like play with them.
Right.
Like, that was what. Yeah.
I could see it holding up better to like a live experience as opposed to, say, you and I watching this on YouTube, 50, 60 years after the fact. I think it was more of a treat for the live audience type of thing.
But it wasn't like they didn't really do anything. Like,
what do you mean?
I'm not. It's impressive that the bear was trained to be able to like get in that match and like in the ring. That was impressive. But like they just and plus he was like his trainer. There was no drama. Like.
What do you expect? So you would have liked this better if it was like you
said like sometimes they wrestle like other people's managers and like
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, maybe there's a little bit like, sure, it's still like a little dance around the ring like that was, but
it was. Yeah, I don't think that any bear matches would be significantly different than that one. But I think ordinarily in most bear matches you have a lot more stalling where like the manager's like running around trying to get away from the bear, that sort of thing.
Which also would be kind of annoying too, to be honest. Like
right. This probably had more action than most bear matches of that time, if I had to guess. But Ryan successfully predicted that Terrible Ted was going to win that. That puts you at 25 and 22, my friend. Wow, you're making some headway.
26 and 22.
I knew.
You look at that match.
I don't think Gene Dubois was an officially sanctioned referee. I don't think that pin that he counted was.
I think if you asked Dan Meltzer, he would probably say that.
Dave Meltzer, yeah, probably.
Is it Dave? It's not Dan.
It is not Dan. It is Dave. Dave Meltzer and Jim Cornette provided commentary on that, which you found. So I guess just jumping right to the notes. So you found the commentary insightful. It sounded like.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this was not the live commentary on that match as it aired in Buffalo.
Was there live commentary on that match?
Who knows? I don't know.
That would have been interesting to listen to. I think.
I think this is the only like surviving footage that exists of that match. I think at this point is like with them dubbing it over.
Well, there's some bear experts. There's some bear wrestling experts. I learned a lot about bears and wrestling that I never would have.
Well, I mean, there's experts about every subject. I mean, if people didn't know any better, they'd think that you were an expert about all animal things, Ryan.
As they should.
As they should. Anyone who's
an animal owner, like.
Yeah, if you stuck with us from episode 1 to 40, you know Ryan's pretty much an expert at just about anything. So Dubois brings out the bear. He has a chain, so there's a chain attached to the bear that Dubois is kind of leading him around with. The bear also has a muzzle on, so despite not having any teeth, the bear is also muzzled, just so you know. An extra level of protection for the wrestler, I suppose. But so basically, as far as like the main moves, I don't think we need to kind of go bit by bit here. But I think the main thing was Terrible Ted knew a couple of like wrestling moves where he would like flip the guy over his back. He would like flip the guy over when Ted was on his back, and he basically attacked the referee a lot. He really wanted to fucking maul that referee real bad.
Like several times. But he had he was disciplined. He was a disciplined bear, right? Like,
right. Okay.
You would see like the ref like get attacked, and then he'd hop out of the ring, and then he'd kind of come back in, and then he'd attack the ref. Just good boundaries. Good, well trained bears.
Well, yeah, exactly. But Terrible Ted, great manners, great manners. Yeah. But just, I mean, basically that's it for 7 minutes.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Cutting you off. I did not like that he was muzzled.
Okay.
And not even just like there's, but like when you're fighting a bear, that bear should be able to like. Oh, I know you said they're de-toothed.
Yeah, and declawed. Yeah, both.
Fucked up, but like.
Yeah.
But like you should see like the bear like with his own, like the fact that he had a muzzle on him was just why. Like it would be like much more powerful to see a bear with an open mouth, like attacking the ref, other than this muzzled bear who can't do anything.
I think even with the teeth removed from the bear, like there's incidents of like people losing fingers and stuff. Like,
well, that's just the risk you take when you hop into the ring with a bear.
It's true.
Don't give me this you're that's give people a show. Like that's a risk you have to take.
So that's gonna cost it a couple of ranking spots in the overall look from what I'm gathering.
There's a lot of things that are going to cost it, like ranking spots in this match. I don't know where to put this, but it's not,
the top 5 probably. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say. It was just some grappling. The bear did a couple of things. He really wanted to fuck that referee up. If he had any teeth, that referee would be dead right now. Well, I'm sure he is dead right now, but he would have been dead at an earlier date than he ended up dying. But yeah, Ryan successfully predicted Terrible Ted. We should just do the science, I guess. There's not a whole lot to say. I'm sorry, folks. I know that everybody loves the blow by blow in these matches, but Terrible Ted just did Terrible Ted shit. So probably pull that ranking up too, huh? So for our 47th match that we have watched so far, what are we thinking?
It's low.
Okay. Is it the bottom? Is it the bottom?
I don't.
You could make a real stand here, really ingratiate ourselves to PETA, and put this at the bottom and say no more animal cruelty, Ryan.
I think this had an interesting aspect to it that I can't put it at the bottom.
Okay.
I don't know where to put it. This was not an enticing match. I feel like I said, I could have seen this at some sort. You go to like a little exhibit and you see some guy walking around with a bear.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I just feel like you could see this like this. So, but like I said, it has something to it.
I don't know how they do things in Snohomish.
I'm thinking like there's 2 Hulk Hogan matches way down here. I don't know if I should.
Okay. So I mean, so you're looking basically like right around 40 or below from what I'm gathering.
How about the new 44?
New 44. Okay. So this is going to bump down. So you liked this more than Jake the Snake Roberts versus Rick Martel in the blindfold match.
I had to have.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is the new 44 because that match you really hated. You really didn't like that one where the guys were both blinded.
Okay, then good. Then that's a fair spot. But I didn't really hate this. I just don't know where to put it. Like,
okay,
it's one of those bad matches that's just not bad. It's just I feel bad for putting it so low. I know it's not supposed to be a match, but like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Like 7 minutes.
Would you have liked it to be a little bit longer, like a nice 15-minute kind of epic saga?
That could have pushed it down further. Like, the fact that it was like short was to its benefit for sure.
I'm not gonna have you do it this time because I don't think it would be fair in this case to do it. Next episode, we're gonna have a new segment that is gonna be on you to deliver on.
What's that?
So starting next episode, after each match, like maybe before we rank it, maybe after we rank it, I don't know. It kind of depends on how things go. But we're going to introduce a new segment, and we're going to call that segment Murphy's Law, where you take basically something that happened in that match. Maybe it was good, maybe it was bad, and you create like what you think would be a good law for like a pro wrestling match. Like you should never wrestle a bear. Like you shouldn't do that. So that'll be something that we do now.
Unmuzzle your bear.
Okay. Well, here we go. The debut of Murphy's Law is unmuzzle your bear.
You gotta unmuzzle your bear.
You gotta unmuzzle.
Get in the ring with a bear. You don't muzzle. That was highly, highly disappointing and played into the ranking. I was I was disappointed.
If you're gonna bear wrestle, fucking go whole ass with it. Don't half-ass it with a muzzled bear.
Exactly, 100%.
Leave those claws on. Take that muzzle off. Let's just see some serious fucking shit in that ring.
Yeah.
Let's see somebody.
That's your call.
Let's see the Revenant, but live. Did you ever see that movie?
And if you could train a bear that's fully clawed and fully toothed or teeth,
fully toothed.
I don't know what but like that is impressive. That would have brought this match up. Like, I mean, holy shit.
This might be number one.
That's you don't see that, yeah.
Right.
That's impressive. You can't muzzle, declaw, detooth this bear and be like, oh, this come on.
I would have been curious if this was a bear ladder match, like what the ranking would have been, but
God. I love myself a ladder match. So.
We'll get back around to one of those in the near future.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. Cool. All right. Well, that's this episode. That's the thing. Except, of course, as we finish out every episode, we've got one little tidbit, one more little thing we gotta cover. A little bit of business that I like to call Eric's wisdom tree. What are we in the mood for today, Ryan? As far as Eric's wisdom tree, what do you want to hear? Do you want something that's going to like enrich your life? Are you just looking for like something information that you may not have been aware of before?
I always look forward to this part of the podcast. So whatever you provide,
okay,
we'll go from there. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I got something I just learned yesterday. I'll pass it along. I don't think this is like a known thing. Although you may say like, oh, that's on TikTok, Eric. That's a thing.
Oh, your little wisdom about like if you're the asshole like that. The stuff that's been flying around Facebook since 2002, like
how
Facebook was done. But like, you get what I'm saying.
If you're using Facebook in 2002, that means that you were underage, and I'm going to report you.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be 18, Ryan. Yeah, I'm going to fucking CIA. Okay.
I'm going to send you that in
a chain email. Yeah. Okay. Let me take a step back. Cupcakes, Ryan. What do you think about cupcakes?
They're like hit and miss. Sometimes I'm in a mood for it.
Sure.
I'm not a huge cupcake fan, but sometimes they hit right.
What do you not like? I mean, there may be a few reasons, but what do you not like about cupcakes specifically? Like, why are they not like a top tier dessert? I know you're not a big sweets guy, but why are they not like a top tier dessert for you?
Dude, I don't like. I think they can be a little like too much. With like, I'm into what do you call it?
Cookies.
The actual like substance. I don't like all the frosting necessarily.
Okay, you're more of a cake guy than a frosting guy.
I mean, like I said, sometimes a nice even cupcake with good amount of frosting, good amount of like cake batter. I get, like
yeah. That
could be good, but like I'm not a huge sweets person, so.
Would you say that one of the reasons that you may kind of poo-poo cupcakes, and I'm not talking about after you eat them, but one of the reasons that you may kind of you say, oh, cupcakes, faff. One of the reasons that you might do that is it because it can be somewhat messy because when you're taking a bite, then inevitably you get frosting on your nose and stuff like that. Is that one of the reasons? Would you say?
I try to eat them cleanly, but it can be a challenge. But. I do my best because I don't like. What if I miss something? Right. Cake on my face.
What if I told you, Ryan? that I just learned yesterday, courtesy of friend of the show, Devin. Shout out to Devin. I learned yesterday a hack for eating cupcakes that will minimize the mess of the frosting on your face. Do you think you might like cupcakes more?
I would.
Okay.
I would be interested in what this hack is.
So I should have, in retrospect, I should have bought cupcakes today, and then I could show you what I mean. But you're going to have to use the power of your imagination, like our listeners here today, Ryan. So imagine I have a cupcake in my hand right now. There we go. Now you can see my hand, right? So what you got to do is, so using one hand, let's say my right hand here, you grab the cupcake right underneath the frosting line, right? So I've got a firm grasp of the cupcake right underneath the frosting line. What are you doing?
You're holding the cupcake with one hand, and then you have the other hand holding the cupcake on the top end, just below the frosting line.
Correct, yeah. So we got one hand holding right underneath the frosting, and then the other hand holding the very bottom of this cupcake. You picking up what I'm putting down?
I do. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Then here's what you got to do from there, right? So you got your top and your bottom of the cupcake held. You twist like you would like an Oreo. You twist it. And what'll happen, Ryan, when you twist it is the bottom half of the cupcake will come off, and then you will be able to take that lower cake and put it on the top of the cupcake and eat it like a sandwich. So then you have a frosting middle layer.
What about the wrapper?
Well,
take that off first?
Yeah, you remove the wrapper first, then you're holding just the cake.
So you have, so you're holding it just below the frosting line. So you have that part of the cake in your top hand.
Yes.
And then you pull the bottom.
You twist like an Oreo.
So you have a little bit of cake underneath the frosting, and then you put the top on.
Yeah, so then you
bottom on the top.
So then the top of the cupcake now becomes the bottom, and the bottom of the cupcake now becomes the top. And then how much cake? What do you call it? It's cake.
The substance of
it's just cake.
Okay,
it's a cupcake. It's a cup of cake.
It's
a cupcake.
How much? I disagree with that. But
what do you mean? There's nothing to disagree with. It's right there in the fucking.
I don't think of cupcakes as cakes. I don't know what you call
it's a cake in a cup.
Even with a cake, what do you call the What do you call the cake?
It's cake. You call it cake.
Okay, let's just move on.
There's frosting and there's cake.
We can go back. So we won't. First of all, I don't want to get too in. I don't want to be a bitch, about this solution, but. That seems 10 times messier than just trying to be clean when you eat a cupcake. This seems horrible. You'd have it all over your hands.
Well, you'd have whatever so there's a little bit of crumble from the cake that will come off inevitably because you're twisting it, but frosting free. It's a frosting free way of eating the cupcake.
But your hand's over the frosting.
Well, okay, so I was holding my hand weird the first time. So imagine more like this, and then this, and then you twist in an opposite direction. So you're holding them different sides. So you come in the top half of the cupcake in your right hand, bottom half of the cupcake in your left hand. You twist in different sides. Then you got your broken off bottom part of the cake.
Totally different angle than you're saying now. You said it was put your hand over the cupcake.
I didn't say put your hand over the cup. I just said put your... Okay, ignore...
No. The way... Okay, I know people can't see this, but the way you were showing it, you're your hand was over the cupcake. And then you're
Scratch that part.
Okay.
You're just...
So it's a side from the side.
It's a side, yeah. You're opposite sides of the cupcake, and then you're twisting.
I don't know. I'd have to fucking try it. I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to buy a cupcake, and I'm going to see how this works.
Test it out.
I think it's a solution. I don't know if it works.
I did it yesterday. It works.
I don't know.
It's Eric. No, it does work. I'm telling you that it works. That's why it's Eric's wisdom tree.
Is Devin how did he figure this out? Did you get into that?
How did he figure it out? I don't know. I'm sure he'll tell me once he hears this, but I asked him, but I don't remember because I was drinking. But I did specifically say this isn't some TikTok shit, right? And he assured me that it was not. So
it could be some. Devin could put this on TikTok and if it's not already because I could see that too. Some dumb. Not, but
I was assured this was not dumb TikTok shit,
okay,
Ryan.
Okay. I'm gonna buy a cupcake and I'm gonna try it before I think maybe it works. Not your top hand. You can't put your
Stop focusing on the top hand. The top hand thing.
No,
that's just
what you're saying. I'm just saying first impressions are a big deal, Eric. And the first impression of this idea was like put your hand over the cupcake as you showed and twist from the bottom. Now you're saying come from the side, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, but I said like an Oreo. I said twist it like an Oreo.
That you didn't say that at first.
I did too. Everyone heard me. I said twist like an Oreo. You don't twist from the top. Right. Well, actually, I guess. See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of an Oreo because sometimes I twist from up and down.
Then you have frosting all over your hand, like.
Right. Well, yeah. So I assumed you were somewhat sophisticated enough to know you wouldn't want to get frosting on your hand, Ryan.
Eric, some of these ideas are so fucking stupid that like I wouldn't be shocked if this was like a thing that like Devin came up with, and it doesn't make it any clear.
Eric's Wisdom Tree is the only segment that is batting 1,000 on this entire show, okay?
Everyone has ponds. Everybody has a fucking pond in their backyard, Eric.
Eric's Wisdom Tree has never, ever messed up. There's never been one Eric's Wisdom Tree that has not been fucking great. And so Eric's Wisdom Tree will continue to be the one source of truth, the single source of truth on the Hard Mark podcast, and that's why everyone loves Eric's Wisdom Tree.
Totally. I'm gonna give it a shot now that I know how to do it. I'll get back to you and Devin.
Send me a picture. Send me a picture, and then I'll post it up on our social media so people know, if it worked, and or if you're just,
I'll post it on TikTok.
Will you run the Hard Mark TikTok? Will you change your TikTok to the Hard Mark TikTok and then just post cool content there?
I could.
I've heard from a lot of podcasters like that's if you want to get your podcast noticed, post on TikTok.
TikTok is the thing right now. So Greta had not been on it at all. She like refused, and I did for a while too. Like I just was like, you have to be 15, right? Or something like the new TikTok is fucking. It's great. Like there's such good content on there. Once it gets all your data and figures out how you live your life, like if I grill chicken tonight, I'm gonna get grilled chicken. They know everything, which is unsafe. But the content's very good. So I think if we want to get TikTok's gonna be the place to get your content out. So if you send me some clips, I can put it up there.
Okay, perfect. All right, good. You heard it here. He's committing everyone to it.
And I'll be the most important fucking manager of this shit. Like his TikTok is,
Yeah.
I'll be the. I'll give myself a title. I'll work on it.
Yeah, social media TikTok manager. All right. Well, with that said, I think we are all set for this episode. What a quick one. What a jaunt that was.
Weird episode.
It was a real weird episode. Next episode is going to be back to like normal things. We're going to go back to your classic TNT wrestling, WCW.
Okay.
Right. Do you want a little teaser trailer just to kind of get your juices flowing?
Sure. Yeah, you got it.
So we're going to watch a WCW match. It's going to be the return of Hulk Hogan to the Hard Mark podcast. And it's going to be him. He's going to have a tag team partner. We'll get into that a little bit more during the next episode. And there's going to be a cage involved in this match, and not just any old cage. It is a 3-tiered cage.
Is there like ladders in between, or
no? Just 3 tiers.
Just 3 tiers.
Sorry for disappointing you. No ladders.
That's okay.
That's coming next episode, so be on the lookout for that. I won't.
I thought you had like a video teaser.
No video teaser. No, just an audio teaser. But this may, and I never like doing this because you fucking are such a dick sometimes, and you always will go out of your way to like undermine the things that I do. But this may be a bottom contender. This may be a last place contender. We'll see.
Next week's
next episode may be a contender for worst Hard Mark match of all time. Although I've said that before, and sometimes you like things that I don't like. So we'll see.
Oh, we'll see.
But with that,
the data.
It's all about the data. It's about that hard data. And so speaking of hard, if you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. Take it sleazy, everybody.
It's just classic like mid-1900s shit.